Hello everyone, welcome to Leetcode Daily Challenge, and today's problem is sum of prefix codes of strings. So in this problem we are given vector of strings called words, and we have to return a vector of type integer where each index will store basically the sum of the particular index word. So let's quickly check what will be the score. So score is basically the number of strings of words I such that word is a prefix of words I. Okay, so let's try to understand question more clearly. So we are given A B, C, C, A, B. Then score of AB is 2. Why so? Because AB is prefix of both AB and ABC. Okay, A the score for string A will be 3 because we have A prefix as in A also. In AB also we have A as prefix, and in ABC we have A as prefix. Okay. So let's try to understand this example. This is our words vector that we are given. So here we have strings ABC, AB, BC, and B. So let's try to understand what are the possible prefixes possible. So for ABC, we have A, AB, ABC as our prefixes. For AB, we have A and AB as a prefix. And for BC, we have B and BC as a prefixes, and for B, it is B. So what are the possible counts of our prefixes? So for A we have two counts. So there were two occurrences of A where A was acting as a prefix. For AB there were two occurrences. For ABC there was one occurrence. For B there was two occurrences, and for BC there were only one occurrence. Sorry, there was only one occurrence. So what we need to do is, so these now we have calculated what are the basically the occurrence, but my final answer should be how many such scores are there in one string. So in this ABC, so for index I need to calculate the total summation of all the possible prefixes that are present. So the possible prefixes are A, AB, and ABC. So my final count will be the summation of A, AB, and ABC. So that will be 2 plus 2 plus 1, that is 5. So for my first index will be 5, that is dealing with ABC. Next I have AB. So AB consisted of A and AB. So I'll count. For A I had 2, for AB I had 2. So my second index will have 4 as my answer, sorry, as score. For BC I have B and BC, so I will count for B and C, so that the sum will be 3. So at third index it will be 3. For the last index I have occurrences of B, so I need to find what is the occurrences of B, so that is 2. So finally it will be 2. So finally we concluded that my final answer vector should be 5 4 3 2, and this is what we have to return. Similarly for ABCD, so there are only one word we have, and A occurs in A, AB, ABC, and D. So that is how it occurs that we have four prefixes, and they all occur in only once. So therefore we have answer as 4. Okay, there are many ways to solve this problem. So one a very simple way to start with is just what I said. I'll implement that. What I'll do, I'll just iterate over all my strings, and I will break them into all the possible strings, and I will store them in my map for the counter. So one iteration where I will be storing my answer. In another iteration, I will iterate over all the possible prefixes possible in that string, and basically I will count. So what is what how the exact implementation of what I have just explained. So that is one way to solve this problem. Another way is we can use trie. So what trie will do here? So basically trie is a data structure that we use. If you want, do comment it out. I can make a separate video on that. There are many sources available online as well. You can refer them. Otherwise, I can create one explaining that. Okay, so I have tried to solve this problem using trie. Initially, I solved this problem just by implementation of what I just explained, but I found that in order to increase my time complexity, I should be using trie. So what trie will be do? Initially, I have root. Okay, and as soon as word started to come, so initially my word was ABC. So what I did, I will add the nodes to my root. So I started with A was added, then B added, then C added. I will be dealing with nodes here. I created those nodes and ABC is added. Next iteration I have AB. So I will look that whether is there any node starting with A. Yes, I had. Then I moved to B. So yes, there was another node with B also. So I moved to there. So in case there was another node, let's say D. So I would have added another node at D over here. Okay. If you carefully observe, I am also maintaining one count. So this count basically refers to how many times in the iteration I encountered that stuff. So in ABC, initially I started with ABC. So it was 1, 1 and 1. In second iteration, I had to deal with AB. So I updated my 1 to 2. Similarly, I went to B. So it was 2. Let's say it was ABCD. So I would have updated my C to 2 and I added D with count 1. Okay. So this is how I have to deal it. Okay. Next is BC. So since there was no node starting with B, so I created one node with B. I updated it my counter 1. Then I added another node 1 and updated with 1. In the next iteration, I went to B and it was B, so I found yes, B exists there and I updated it to 2 because there I found one number. So this is how I have basically implemented my try. There was another example mentioned this ABCD. So what I did, I started with root. I found A was there, updated the counter to 1. B was there, updated the counter to 1. C was there, updated the counter to 1. And D was there, updated my counter to 1. So this is how I made the summation eventually in the second iteration, and my answer was 4. So this is what I have done. So let's try to understand the implementation. So I have created one object of try type. So what try type is, I will just quickly show you. So I've created a class try. It has one node of try node types. So let's check what try node is. So try node is another class where we have 26 character node. So why 26? Because we are in the constraint we are given that we will be using lowercase English letters, and one counter. Why counter? The counter is basically the count of this which I am storing, that how many times I have iterated over for that. And in the initializer, I have updated my counter to 0 and each nodes with 0. So this is basically my try node. So I am making use of try node in my try class. Okay, and here in the initializer, I am updating my root to a new try node so that we have initialized it and no garbage value is being stored over there. Inside try, I have two functions which I have to deal with in order to solve this problem. One is insert and one is search. Okay, basically these two functions represent exactly what I just explained in the two-step procedure. So what I'm doing is, this is my vector answer where I'll be storing my answer, finally returning it. So this is my first iteration. I iterated over the words and I inserted. For every word I'm using this insert function of the try. So insert function is nothing more than what I explained here, that I will iterate, create node try nodes and update the pointers eventually. So what I'll do is, I have now this string s. In string s, I iterate over every character and I look that if my character is 0. If it is 0, that means that I have not created any pointer. That is no. If I iterate over here, let's say it's ABCD is created and now next is AE. So AE will be the E here, the try node that has index at E, it should be 0. So I will be creating one. If it's not 0, that means I have a node existing there with some counter. If not, then I will create one E here and I will update it with 0. So similarly, I'm doing that if it is 0, I will create a new try node. A new try node, what it does is it will initialize it with counter 0 and every node value with 0. So yes, so otherwise I will move my current to the next pointer and basically increment the counter to 1. This is during the insertion part. Okay, so this will be carry on for every string in the words vector. Similarly, my second is search. So in search, what I'm doing is, first I have created in search, I will simply iterate over and calculate the summation of all the counter values that I have, which I am explaining that I will just iterate over and calculate the sum. Here it will 4, and similarly here iterating over 2 plus 1, that is 5. Here for AB it is 2 plus 2 4. For BC it is 2 plus 1, and for B it is 2. So this is how I will iterate over and store my answer, and finally I will return my answer. So this is how this question was implemented using try. There was another function where you can just make use of the maps and do a couple of iterations, and obtain the answer. So but this solution is uh, more optimized on runtime, and it's a good way to approach these kind of problems using try, and it usually becomes an easier to solve this using try. So that was all for this question. If you have any doubt, please do comment it out. I will try my best to resolve them. Do subscribe to my channel and like if you understand. Thank you so much.